tried to play a 12 string where it doesn't sound like a 12 string? No, he's got, if you got your octave strings up on top, you got to play the bottom strings. Hope everybody's doing great out there. Lovely fall Sunday, and I'm just about to sit my ass in a chair and watch some football with my dear boys. And I'm gonna make some delicious bachelor chili. Thought I would check in with a quick vid. We used to call them vids in the business. Short for video, just a vid. Man, I pulled this thing out of the case. I haven't played it in like a week, perfectly in tune. What a fucking fantastic guitar. 75 Guild, what model is this? Let's look in the old, let's get the corporate eye. F412 BLD. I'm assuming BLD stands for bold. We used to play that one with Walsh, I remember. What's that called? Life of Illusion? Sometimes can't help but thinking that I live in a life of illusion. Man, he had some cool songs, didn't he? I got some VCB for you, friends. First, I want to tell you a couple things. You guys know Josh Rawlings, the guy from Baked Alaska. Josh and I and Joe Glazer have a little record label together. We're saving the world with all these instrumental records and cool artistic things that people are coming out with. And Josh is at the forefront. He's the brains behind the whole thing. You've seen him. Wickedly intelligent, insanely high IQ dude who works at Glazer's and does other things. Glazer and I were talking the other day. Joe basically discovered this guy, Joe Glazer, and young Josh. And it's just such a, I always say about Josh, as soon as I met this guy, my life got better. He's helped me with so many things. He's so fucking smart. And he called me a while back and said, man, one of my goals for this new year is I want to make a record. And I said, bro, I'm your guy. Let's do it. So we holed up in the studio. We made a record. It's finally out. I'm going to give you a link for it. Josh he's into Randy Newman. He's into a lot of sort of like, Tom Waits and all that kind of stuff. He's got a lot of really cool taste, eclectic taste, and his music is really diverse. He's a piano player, but he's also very outspoken with his sort of beliefs. So like some of the things you might find on this record might be a song called "Stupid Fucking Lazy Piece of Shit." That's one of the songs. So you'll see when you check it out. My personal favorite on the record is a song called "I Don't Get Angry Anymore." I don't get angry anymore. It's a really cool little track. But yeah, put your seatbelt on and buckle up when you listen to that one. That's pretty awesome shit. Josh is great. I don't know what I would do without him. I'm telling you, I love that dude so much. Here's my VCB for today. What the fuck? Technology never works for me, friends. Never. Oh, fuck. What have I done here? Okay, all right. Let's see what we got. One guy said, the guy named Bond said, they need to give Tom some kind of healer award for all the guitars he has given new life to. Even if he doesn't keep them, he does all this amazing work on them and their lives would go on probably indefinitely. Salute. Well, at least go on for another 30, 40 years until they're all fucked up again. But I don't know why. My whole life, as I've told you guys, If I was a woman, I would probably have some sort of rescue thing for like some animal. I'd be one of those women that rescues fucking I don't know, what's an animal? Insert animal here. Hyenas. Hyenas have been badly treated, and we need to save them. That's what I'd be doing, something like that. I would probably shop. If I was a woman, I would shop at like real healthy places, grocery places that are really expensive. I would do that. I would probably have some sort of pickup truck that was old, and I would probably make wicker furniture on the side if I was a woman. I'm just sort of giving you the whole, picture here. And I would do, or maybe seals. I would rescue seals. But my as a man, my choice has always been old guitars. It breaks my heart when I see an old guitar that's in disrepair, that somebody has fucked up. It's like when an activist, a wildlife activist, sees an oil spill. That's how I feel when I walk into most music stores. I just want to take the Dawn dishwashing detergent and clean the oil off of all the seabirds, which in my case is old guitars. So I know all these repair guys, and I know how to get them back to where they should be, right? And then I want to modify one old guitar, and everybody's all over my fucking ass about it. So, come on, give me a break, guys. Here's another VCB. Thanks for the comment, by the way. I appreciate that. I don't know why I have taken that responsibility on, but that's what I do. Vintage guitars should thank me. They should. They should all have a party for me. A bunch of old guitars should throw a party for old Larry and say, thanks, Larry, for helping us. That's what they should do. I could picture like an old L5 up on stage giving a speech. Before I met Larry, my life was shit, And then an old 335 would get up and say, yeah, somebody refretted me with jumbos at one point. And Larry took them out and put original science frets in me and changed my whole life. And everyone would go, oh, all the other guitars. And then another guitar, like an old Telly, would get up and say, someone tried to put a Bigsby on me, even though everyone knows that it never works to put a Bigsby on a Telly. And then the whole crowd of guitars would gasp and go, someone thought a Bigsby would work on a Telly? Oh yeah, no, they thought that. And then another guitar, like an old Telly, would get up and say, someone tried to put a middle pickup in me. And that would just basically stop. All the guitars would start crying at that point. And maybe some Strats would say, yeah, someone tried to put a 5-way switch in me, like a clay dot Strat would say that. And the other guitars would go, that's not that bad, But you're back to stock now, right? And they go, yeah, I'm back to stock. So that'd be cool, right? And then an old acoustic, an old SJ or something would say, yeah, someone put Grovers on me. And then the whole crowd would be like, they put Grovers on an acoustic? Don't they know how bad that kills the sound of every acoustic? And the SJ would go, yeah, I know. They thought it would be cool to put heavy-ass Grovers on an old acoustic. Oh, man. So, yeah. And then, okay, here's another VCB thing. A guy named Martin said, purposely flatted the third. And he, in a face, in an emoji like a mind being blown. Yeah, friends, here, the thing about tuning, is like, if there was a world where we could devise a guitar where we could play it, all the chords, and then every time there was a third in any of the chords that we played, the guitar there'd be AI in the guitar, and the guitar would automatically flat all the thirds that we play. It would be the most in tune sounding guitar of all time. But here's the thing, you get your E chords sounding amazing with the third all flatted and sweetened, and then you go to play a G and it's fucked. You go to play a D and it's even worse. But we all love a slightly flatted third. It sounds lovely to our ears. But then it doesn't work with all the other chords. That's how it all works, friends. Talk to a steel player about that, or a fiddle player. One guy said, John Panella is his name. He said, I bought the course when it was first released. I have gone through the entire course 4 times, and it is incredible. Thank you, Tom, for this amazing collection of game-changing guitar gems. I have improved so much as a result of the course. Thank you, man. I've gotten a ton of those types of emails, and man, it warms the cockles of my black little Cleveland heart. The cockles are warmed. Another one. Must say, here's another thirds thing. The thirds thing really hit home with people. Another guy said, must say I love low major thirds. Strat, flats, old bassman turned up pretty loud, ... But I live by the airport. Clearly. Guy lives by the airport. Totally. I saw that coming. I saw that fucking coming a mile away, man. Thanks for all the kind comments about the recent videos. All the kind words about my sweet, sweet, sweet dear boys who I love to pieces. We have one game today. There's a couple games today that are worth watching, but the one banger game that everyone's going to be watching today is the 8-2 Colts against the 6-5 Chiefs. Yeah, 6-5, not that great. But we all know the Chiefs come alive right around Thanksgiving. So it should be a hell of a game. The over and under is 50 on that game. So the cold sheet that I use, the paid subscription gambling service, it says to take the under on that game. So I'm going to do it. I'm taking under 50. So let's hope that the Chiefs' very inconsistent defense shows up today. Let's see what happens there. That's it for today. Short video. You know, Mike Wanchek, the guy that played all that shit on those old John Cougar records. He's a dear friend of mine. He was in the Jim Irsay band with me. He was the band leader. Lovely guy. He's been playing with John Cougar since he started. He was in the band since the beginning in the late 70s. Can you imagine playing in a band that long? Still in the band. Been going through some health problems lately, but he's a tough motherfucker, and he's going to be fine. But salute to you, Mike. Love you to pieces. Love you so much, man. And you're going to be great. Sit around and watch some Colts today and have a nice hot tea. Do that today. Okay, buddy? All right, friends. Have a great day. Oh, you know what I just realized? Check this out. Here, check this out. Look at this, man. Look at this. A couple cool guitars you guys have seen already, but just saying. Look at this. 65 LPB Strat. We all know it. We've seen it. Kind of similar in color to this impossibly rare 57 Ricky Combo 850. This guitar is made of total unobtainium. As we say in the business, one of none. But look how close they are. Isn't that crazy? Pretty close, right? Nice. All right, friends. Have a great day. Peace out.